In this third lesson regarding the Hole Wizard, let's take a look at multi-level drilling. In this example, we're going to be drilling these 1/4-inch holes at these 3 different Z levels. So let's head over to the Command Manager. Let's go into our stock toolpaths and select our Hole Wizard. So there's 3 different groups that have 1/4-inch holes. These are at different Z levels. So let's select all 3 of those groups. We're going to ignore this hole here, and we'll click Next on that. All right, so this is very important. If you're going to do multi-level drilling, you need to select Use Geometry for Material Top. And what that means is that the depth of cut for each one of these machining operations is going to be measured from the level of the geometry. And here you can see we have 3 different levels. So that's important. The rapid and plunge clearance work exactly the same way. You do have an extra rapid move available if you want. That's demonstrated by this number 1 up here. I don't need that for this example, so I'm going to leave that unchecked. But just remember that that's an extra clearance move that can be used when the tool approaches and when it finishes. All right, so I'm going to click Next on that. And so we're going to add our operations just like before, but there is a difference. So I'm going to double click on pre-drill and I'm going to use the same drill. We'll click Next on that. So here's what's different. Because we're measuring the depth from each Z level, from each material top, you want to make sure that you have incremental selected. That's extremely important if you're going to do multi-level drilling. So the hole depth, I'm going to say 50 thousandths. Click Next on that. It's going to be just a G81 can cycle. All right, let's fill out the parameters for the drill. So I'm going to double click on that. And again, everything's going to be exactly the same except over here under hole depth, make sure you have that set to incremental. And you'll also notice I don't have a negative sign in there. That's okay. You can just leave it a positive value. We'll click Next on that. I'm going to use a G83 can cycle and finish. And we're all done here, so we can click Finish. Very good. So if we were to simulate our toolpath now, let's right-hand mouse click. Let's use Simulate Rest. And I'll use the stock model I created earlier. We'll click OK on that. All right, so here's our pre-drill. And you can see that it's drilling at 50 thousandths. And that 50 thousandths is measured from each Z level, each independent top of each one of those pads right there. So that's how you can do multi-level drilling. The drill depths are still a 1/2 inch each, but they're applied to different Z levels on your part. All right, that's it for this lesson. In the next lesson, we're going to take a look at something that you may not know about, and that's the ability to use an end mill within the Hole Wizard to perform a counterbore operation. All right, I look forward to seeing you in the next lesson.